All right, how's everyone doing tonight? Everyone good? Everyone excited for the weekend ahead? All right. Tonight we are continuing our playthrough of the Unlimited Blade Works route. Last we left off, we determined that we figured out that Caster's master was Soichiro Kuzuki, and then we picked a fight with him and got our butts kicked. But they let us go for now. And Shirou used projection for the first time in a long time, and now his body is suffering because of it. So we are going. So we are picking up from there. Not sure exactly what's going to happen next. So here we go. February 9th. Unlimited Blade Works. 10. Strike Lovers. Ooh. Saucy. It's morning. I slowly open my eyes. The night that I thought would last forever ended before I realized it. That's good. The pain is gone. I must have not been able to bear it anymore, or it stopped hurting before I knew it. Either way, I don't feel any further pain, nor do I feel sleepy or sluggish. I was able to sleep for about 3 hours, and my mind is pretty clear. Alright, I'll go make breakfast. My bed is wet from sweating. I force myself up, and as soon as I try to stand, my left foot slips. Huh? I try touching my left foot. There's nothing wrong. There's no pain or bleeding, but there's also no sensation at all. It's not just my left leg either. I don't feel anything in my left arm. I try pinching the left side of my chest and feel nothing there as well. That could be the sign of a heart attack. Has my body still not healed completely? The whole left side is numb, and I'm feeling a strange disconnect, like it's someone else's body. I've had a similar experience before. Like when I sleep in the shed. If I use my arm as a pillow, it'll often feel like this. Yeah, of course. This is similar to the numbing that one gets when the blood circulation in their limbs temporarily gets cut off. Well, I can move it, so I guess it'll go back to normal eventually. Though my limbs react frustratingly slowly, like I'm moving them by pulling a lever. It hopefully won't affect my daily activity if I'm careful. I refrained from using a knife this morning and make a simple meal with some bread. My dominant hand, the right hand, is safe, so I can use a frying pan. I cook bacon and eggs, prepare instant clam chowder for the 3 of us, and somehow manage to set up the table. It's been a while since I've had clam chowder. Dig in. We both bite into the golden bread. Saber nods in approval at the toast and salad. Yeah. It's interesting seeing Saber holding a rice bowl and chopsticks, but Western food seems more appropriate. Saber's quiet. Though she isn't unfriendly, she does consider silence as a virtue. She's like this especially during meals. It's more comfortable for me when it's quiet during meals, so a breakfast like this is ideal. Huh? I finally realized that why it's so quiet this morning. Well, because...
Yeah, ohayo! ってあれ何今朝はフランス
Fujine wasn't staying over. That's right. I tried my hand at something Cafe Marley-esque, so please sit and eat. I hand Fujine her mug.
その割にはそこはかとなくインスタントの匂いがするよ、シロ。
It's your imagination. Your nose isn't working since you just woke up.
そっか。言われてみればそうかも。あ、セーバーちゃんもおはよう。 昨日は帰れなくてごめんね。
Fujine gulps down hot clam chowder like a sports drink. She must have some kind of special coating along her esophagus.
おはようタイガー。昨夜は姿が見えませんでしたが、何かあったのですか？
うん、ちょっとお仕事じゃないか。単にお見舞いに回ってるだけなんだけどね。それも昨日で終わったから、今日からはまたのんびりできるなり。
She puts margarine on her toast. Though it doesn't really matter, Fujine doesn't use butter for some reason. I try asking why, but I feel like I get some sort of stupid response. I'll table that for another day. Hey, Fujine, how many of the ones hospitalized are in a serious condition?
重症な子はいないよ。今は病院で様子を見てるだけで、週が明ければみんな元気に登校できるって。だから大丈夫よ、シロー。今回の事故は気にしないで気楽に行っていいんだから。
Fujine bites into her toast with gusto. I feel reassured just by watching her. She really looks unconcerned. I see. That's good.
そうそう。世はすべてこともなし。私も今日の夕ご飯を楽しみにしてるのだ。
That peaceful smile. Yeah, at times like this, I'm reminded that Fujine is still Fujine. I'll get going now. Please take care of the house as usual, Saber.
はい、それはいいのですが、シロ、台所に食事の作り置きがないようでしたが、今日は昼食抜きなのですか？
Oh, sorry. We have half days on Saturday. I'll be a bit late, but I'll come back by lunchtime, so I'll make lunch.
そうですか。シロ、そういうことはきちんと言ってもらわねば困ります。どうも今朝のシロは気が緩んでいるようです。反応も鈍いですし、何か気がかりなことでもあるのですか？
Huh? No, not really. My body's still heavy from yesterday, but it should go back to normal soon. Sensation hasn't returned to the left side of my body yet, but there should be no problem as I can still move it. I don't need to make Saber worry over something like this. Well, you're right that I should tell you. Meals are your only hobby. I'll make a big lunch to make up for it, so let's call it even. I wave goodbye and go to the door.
何か今の言いようは納得いきません。私はただ食事を抜いては有事の際に力が出せないと。
Okay, okay. See you later, Saber. I leave Saber's complaints behind me. Whew, this is more tiring than I thought. I touch my numb left foot. It was fine back home, but now that I'm walking, this is starting to make me feel ill. Even if it doesn't affect my movements, it seems to affect me mentally to walk dragging a body with no senses. No, I can't complain about something like this. The others had it way worse. Even though she healed, Saber got her throat crushed and was smashed against a wall. Tosaka was coughing from receiving that blow from Kuzuki. Compared to those two, it's nothing since I didn't actually get wounded. Well, I forced my leg to move and start down the hill. I feel slightly nauseous. With uncertain steps, I make it down the usual path to school, weaving around like a ghost. You may not have gotten as hurt as bad as they did from that particular fight, but considering some of the injuries that you sustained beforehand, I think it kind of evens out. And so, school's over before I knew it. It might be because my body still doesn't feel right, but my sense of time is all over the place. I don't remember any of the material from class, and I'm not too sure what I did either. Could this really be serious? The left side of my body doesn't change. It makes me depressed feeling so numb for this long. And the sensation is getting stronger, like everything is heavier. My nausea isn't going away. And of course, Kuzuki wasn't at school. I should go home. Saber should be hungry too. I grab my bag and stand from my seat. amidst all this, I feel like I'm forgetting something. I figure I'll remember once I get home. Oh! Once I finish walking up the hill with my numb left foot, I remember what I forgot. I forgot to talk to Tosaka. So preoccupied was I that it completely slipped my mind. My spacey, hazy mind. Well, I'm sure nothing important happened since she didn't immediately come find me. Considering my condition, I could just contact her once I get better. I'm home! I call out in a loud voice so Saber can hear from her room and go straight to the kitchen. I put the ingredients that I bought into the refrigerator, wash my hands, and put on my apron. The plan is to make cod for dinner, so for lunch it'll be some kind of meat or poultry. A meal of chicken teriyaki for the main course sounds good, so I get to work on that.
シロ、帰ったのですか?
Saber must have heard the noise as she comes in from the porch. Yeah, sorry I'm late. I'll make lunch right away so you can rest. You must be hungry. Crap! I got distracted by Saber and dropped the plate in my hand.
シロ、食器が割れていますが。
Yeah, it's my first time breaking a plate. I'm surprised myself. Surprised enough to say something stupid, too. Sorry, I'll clean it up right away so you can go sit down. I pick up a piece. Huh? I fumble and drop it, too.
疲れているようですね、シロは。いいです。片付けは私がしますから。シロは調理に専念してください。
I guess trying to pick it up with my left hand was a mistake. Well, it was a good lesson. My left hand still hasn't regained feeling. I need to be incredibly careful with a knife.
シロ、無理せずとも結構ですから、単純な料理をお願いします。気を入れてくれるのは嬉しいのですが、料理にあなたの血が混ざっているというのは困る。
You'd still eat it and you know it. Well, I don't want that either. That is a failure for someone in charge of the kitchen. All right, I'll put effort into dinner and make lunch simple. I'll still make the main dish, but I won't be using any pumpkin or radish. Is that okay? I put 200 grams of chicken on the cutting board and carefully ready my fork. I have to at least make the main dish without cutting any corners because of what I told Saber this morning.
はい、期待しています、シロ。
It's like she can sense my enthusiasm. That has me even more motivated. I'll poke some holes first with the fork to prepare and... The doorbell?
シロ、来客のようですが。
Seems like it. I'll go get it. I'm coming! I scurry to the door. It's rare for someone to visit at this hour. Fujine doesn't ring the doorbell and she has a spare key. I don't have many visitors, and since there's no houses around, I don't have many neighbors. I wonder who that could be. Well, it can't be anyone with a grudge since the alarm on my old man's bounded field isn't going off. So it must be one of the young people from Fujine's place. Who is it? I say and open the door. Suddenly, my mind goes blank. We stare at each other in silence. Well, Tosaka looks angry. I'm still not sure what to make of this. Tosaka? Why?
定時連絡。エミヤくんがすっぽかしたから。
Ditched our regular contact? I did forget to go see you today, but did we ever agree on such a thing? Tosaka glares at me silently. This is bad. I don't know why she's mad, but it must be bad. Sorry, it's my fault for forgetting. It was my duty as an ally to contact you on a regular basis.
そうよ。状況は何も変わってないんだから、お互いの確認は当然じゃない。
I sigh with relief. It's surprising enough to have Tosaka at my door, but having her show up like this, guns blazing, might as well be an out-of-body experience. I have to solve this real quick. My nerves can't take this kind of thing, especially right now. I understand. I'll contact you right away, so you can go home now. Sorry to make you come all the way here. Why are you making such a face, Tosaka? Tosaka? I got your message, so aren't we going to meet up at the park under the bridge later? I have a bad feeling, and that must have been the last straw. Tosaka, who's good at reading my weaknesses and fears.
いいえ、いい機会だから今日はここで会議するわ。まさかわざわざここまで来た友人を追い返すなんてしないわよね、エミヤ君は。
Speaks the words of and smiles like a devil. What? Hold the meeting here? Are you saying you're going to come into my house?
何よ、あなただって私の家に上がったでしょ。それに今回が初めてってわけじゃないし、今さら隠すことなんてないんじゃない？
Oh. Right. It was Tosaka who treated me when I fainted the night that I first met Saber. I was confused then since I'd just become a master, so it didn't register that Tosaka was at my house. Even if we're in a truce, Tosaka is Tosaka. She's the school idol and a girl of my age. It's an outrageous situation for her to come into my house. Wait, why is she in the hallway?
じゃあお邪魔します。話し合いなんだから今でいいわよね、エミヤ君。
Hold on, not so fast. Are you really fine with this? It'll be terrible for you to come. It'll be terrible for you to come into my house.
いいからいいから。ああ、それとお昼食べてないからよろしくね。
The intruder, Rin Tosaka, comes barging in. Wait, hold on! Stop doing things without thinking! I object in a loud voice, but it has no effect on the enemy. The intruder casually goes to the living room, leaving me confused in the hallway. Then, still not completely sure what's going on, the three of us eat lunch and then talk about our future plans. The topic of discussion is about Castor, of course. We discussed for nearly 4 hours about how to defeat her at the temple, but the results are not looking good.
はあ、結局正面からの実力行使しかないってわけね。セイバーの話が本当ならサーバントは正門からしか入れないって言うし。
そうですね。あの山には霊体に対する強力な結界が張られていますから、私では正門から突入するしか手はありません。クラス的に単独行動が可能であるアーチャーならば多少の無理は効くでしょうが。
So after he manages to get in using all his energy, Castor will be waiting for him, right? He'll just be bait.
まあね、的を射るあいつが的にされてちゃしょうがないわ。ま、アサシンだけならセイバーとアーチャーのコンビで倒せるだろうけど、境内に上がった後、キャスターをどう追い詰めるかも問題か。エミヤ君の話じゃとんでもない魔力の貯蔵量だって言うし、下手に追い詰めたら流動寺ごと道連れにされかねない。
確かにキャスターは潔い死を迎える性質ではないようでしたし、自らが滅びるなら私たちごと爆散しかねない。無論そうなれば流動寺も消え去りますが。
Saber, don't just casually say something scary like that. Are you saying that Castor will self-destruct if we corner her?
するでしょう、そりゃ。
しますね、おそらく。
The two of them are completely in sync. If I think back, Tosaka and Saber have always had the same opinions from the start and seem to approve each other in battle. If they're both saying we shouldn't attack there, then attacking the temple must really be impossible.
ああ、なんだ、もうこんな時間なんだ。
The clock sound echoes through the living room. By the time we realize it, it's already 6 p.m. and the sky is tinted red. Well, I guess the meeting's over. I need to start preparing dinner. I stand up. We're having cod pot tonight, so it shouldn't take too long to cook. All I have to do is cook rice and make something that would go with hot pot, but...
何よ、エミヤ君。人の顔ジロジロ見ちゃって。
So, like... Why Why is she making herself at home when we're about to have dinner?
それにさっきからずっと離れているし、そこがエミヤくんの定位置かどうかは知らないけど、話し合いをするんだからもっと近くにいないと不便でしょ。なんだってそんなとこにいるのよ、あなたは。
Tosaka, sitting dignified at the table, watches me carefully. There's only one reason why I'm distancing myself from Tosaka. Don't be ridiculous. You're the one who took my usual spot. I'm sitting here because you're there. I object with all my might.
ははそっか。外じゃマスター同士ってことで気にならなかったけど、自分の家の中になったら素に戻るってことね。
Is that a problem, idiot? And you know, I'm a guy, so it's only natural. It'd be more surprising if I weren't nervous around a girl my age, and Tosaka at that. While we've been having these strategy meetings, I have to frequently remind myself how this is happening because we're both masters. I feel pathetic, but even this has been nerve-wracking. I don't know how many cups of tea I've drunk while sitting here.
でもおかしくない？セイバーだって女の子だし、聞いた話じゃ藤村先生もさくらもここに来るんでしょ？なら私だって似たようなものじゃない。
That's different. Saber and Tosaka are different. Fujine and Tosaka are different. And Sakura and Tosaka are different. And I mean, the only reason I can be normal around Saber is because we're in this fight together. Just go home. We're going to have dinner. Archer's also waiting for you at home, right?
あら、結論が出てもないのに帰れるわけないでしょ？夕飯をごちそうになった後、今後の方針を決めるんじゃないの？
Man, I seriously feel dizzy. Is that matter already decided, Tosaka?
違うの？嫌なら別にいいけど。じゃあエミヤくんはキャスターに関してはしばらく放置ってことでいいんだ。
I swallowed the complaint that was stuck in my throat.
シロ、リンの言い分は正しいのではないですか？別に彼女が滞在しても問題はないわけですし。
To top it off, Saber even takes Tosaka's side. Fine, but I won't be accountable if you don't like my food. I'm sure Miss Fujimura will be coming, so you'll have to convince her then.
わかってるわかってる。エミヤくんの料理の腕はお昼で確認済みだし、藤村先生のことも知ってるわ。両方とも承知の上だから気にしないで。
I won't be accountable if you change your mind either. I look away and face the kitchen. Then, I wash my hands and go to put on my apron, but find that it isn't where it always is. No. First of all, I don't remember taking it off after preparing lunch while worrying about Tosaka watching me. Huh? I look around. She laughs at my confusion.
それと言い忘れてたけど、男の子としてエプロンをつけたまま動き回るのはどうかと思うわよ、エミヤくん。
Takes a parting shot with a smirk on her face. I cut the cod with gusto. The Napa cabbage is cut, and I've grated a ton of. The Napa cabbage is cut, and I've grated a ton of daikon radish. All right, all I have to do is put the ingredients in and put it on the stove. The pot boils. It's an easy meal to make, mostly dependent on making the stock. That one will, so all that's left is to prepare the number of plates needed.
ただいまー。寒い寒い。雪降ってきたよ。
Fujine comes home. Welcome back. It's snowing outside?
うん、小ぶりだけど結構積もりそうよ。はっ、今夜は鍋物だ。さすがシロ、冴えてるじゃない。気分もいいし、お酒とか飲んじゃおっかな。
Fujine goes inside the living room, saying dangerous sounding things.
お邪魔しています、藤村先生。あ、遠坂さんだ。どうしたの？シロんちで会うなんて珍しいね。
Fujine naturally accepts Tosaka's greeting. She hums as she goes past the living room and into the kitchen.
いいタラじゃない。雪見のタラは極上だって言うし、ますますお酒が似合いそう。
Fujine opens the refrigerator and, after retrieving her favorite Baumkuchen and taking a bite,
ってなんで遠坂さんがシロんとこにいるのか。ちょっと遠坂さん、お邪魔してのやつじゃないでしょ。こんな時間に何やってるのあなた。
Fujine stuffs the Baumkuchen down and marches into the living room.
何って、エミヤくんの家で夕飯をご馳走されているのですが、そういう藤村先生こそチャイムも押さずに上がり込んでくるなんて非常識ではないんですか？
In response, the Tosaka army calmly links her counterattack.
うわっ、私はこの家の監督役なんです。シロ、エミヤ君のお父さんから任されているんですから、ここでは家族も同然なの。
そうなんですか。じゃあ改めて挨拶をしますね。お邪魔しています、藤村先生。今日は一日ここで過ごしていました。夕食後もエミヤくんとは試験勉強しますけど、どうぞお構いなく。
シロじゃなくてエミヤ君、これはどういうことですか。遠坂さんと勉強会を開
先生、呼びにくいのでしたら無理をなさらずに。別に先生がエミヤくんをどう呼ぼうと私には関係ありませんから。呼び捨てにしようがちゃんをつけようが、個人のプライバシーは尊重しますし。
遠坂さん、もしかしてさくらちゃんから聞いてる？
そう、残念ですが麻藤さんが何を話していたのかも個人のプライバシーですから、その質問には答えられませんけど、先生の想像通りだといいですね。
Fujine falters at Tosaka's smile. I understand how Fujine feels. Well, when she smiles like that, it makes you feel overwhelmed and cornered. I guess the match has been decided. I'll just leave them be. Actually, it wasn't even a match to begin with. It's only a matter of time until Tosaka talks Fujine down. I'll let Tosaka take care of it and focus on preparing dinner. It stopped snowing outside once we finished the pod. It only snowed for about 2 hours, so I bet there's only a bit of snow left in the yard.
シロ、食器流しに集めといてよ。
Oh, thanks. I'll go wash them real quick. I get up and head to the kitchen.
洗い物なら私がやろっか。ご馳走されっぱなしじゃバランスが取れないし。
Tosaka and Fujine switch spots. The offer is nice, but I can't let a guest do the dishes. It's fine. You'll just owe me one. You should rest since you just ate. And Fujine, you go prepare the bath.
はいはーい、分かってまーす。
It must be because she's full now, as Fujine is compliant. Everything would be so much easier if she were like this all the time. Though I suppose it'd also be boring. Oh! I dropped another plate. It's been 20 minutes since I started doing dishes. This is the second plate I dropped. Ugh. There's no excuses, even if my left hand is numb. I'm really dropping the proverbial ball if I'm being a klutz just from this. If I'm being honest with myself, I should stop until my arm no longer feels this way. But I quickly shake that thought off. I roll up my sleeve and continue washing the dishes. If this were from something else, I could maybe excuse it, but I refuse over something coming from me. There's no way I'm going to lose to myself. I refuse to admit defeat. And as a result, the damage taken increases. This is the third plate now. Fortunately, it didn't break since I put a bath towel on the floor after I dropped the first one. So it shouldn't be a problem, but it's really awkward feeling Tosaka's eyes on me whenever I drop a plate.
藤村先生、エミヤ くんっていつもああなんですか？
I hear Tosaka's voice coming from the living room.
バカ言わないで。シロはお皿を割ったことなんて今まで一度もなかったんだから。きっと遠坂さんを意識して緊張してるのよ。もちろん外敵として。
Leave it to Fujine to hit a bullseye on the dig. Tosaka ignores that and stares at me. This is hard. Half of my body is already numb, so it distracts me when she watches me that earnestly. Oh, shoot! Dang it! I click my tongue and look down at the broken plate. This is the fourth one now! I could see it coming, but my left hand didn't move fast enough. I slowly look behind me. She's watching me. Tosaka scrutinizes me from her place at the table. Then, she suddenly gets up and walks over to me.
エミヤくん、私がやるから休んでいて。
But...
割れた皿は踏まないでね。どこにしまえばいいのかは見当がつくから、あなたはお茶でも飲んでなさい。
Tosaka rolls up her sleeves and stands by in the sink. Yep, stands by the sink, something like that. I don't think I can do anything about this. It's a Herculean task to stop Tosaka when she makes up her mind, and to be honest, it's frustrating, but there's something strangely picturesque about Tosaka standing there doing something so mundane. Once I get out of the bath, Fujine is the only one in the living room. Tosaka's shoes are still at the entrance, and I assume Saber's in the dojo. It's almost 9 p.m. Now. Okay. I have to go talk to Tosaka. The issue is Tosaka. It's late already, so it's dangerous if I don't get her home soon. Fujine, do you know where Tosaka is?
遠坂さんなら庭に出て行ったみたいよ。そういえば庭の端っこに何かあるんですかって聞いてきたけど。
Corner of the yard? Does she mean the shed? But why would she have any business there? Man, it's cold. The winter air is quick to cool my warm body. Cloud cover keeps the stars from shining, and there's a fine layer of snow on the ground. Man, what is Tosaka doing out here in the cold? I shiver and cut across the yard. While making my way to the shed, I consider getting a coat the next time I go out shopping.
エミヤくん。
Don't Emiya me! What are you doing here, Tosaka? It's getting late, so we don't have time to be playing around.
ああ、そうね。確かに寒いわよね、ここ。
She's suspicious. She's acting so suspicious that I'm starting to get curious about what she was doing. Tosaka, the door to the shed is open.
私じゃないわよ。初めっから開いてたんだから、それ。
That's strange. I thought I locked it from the outside.
それこそ冤罪よ。そもそもそのオンボロ、内側にしか鍵ないじゃない。
Yeah, that's right. The shed is always open and you can only lock it from the inside. So how do you know that, Tosaka? She clicks her tongue in acknowledgement of her screw-up. I'm beginning to understand that Tosaka's pretty bad at handling surprise attacks she hasn't considered before. Well, it's fine. There wasn't anything in there, right? That's where I train, but all I do there is practice strengthening. Isn't it like child's play to you? I urge Tosaka to go back inside. However...
そう。やっぱり自覚はないのね、あなた。
Tosaka glares at me as if I'm a challenge to surmount. Tosaka? I brace myself against the uncomfortable feeling in the air. Tosaka narrows her eyes at that.
そんなことだろうと思った。作り出している本人がそんなんじゃ失敗するのも当然よね。
Hold on. Are you talking about the projection magecraft?
そうよ。 土蔵に転がってた中身のない複製品の話。あれがどれくらい馬鹿げたことかエミヤ君にはわからないでしょうね。手順や略式もなし、強化の延長で投影をしようなんていうあなたは全てにおいてデタラメよ。
My bad, I guess. It's fine. I don't intend for it to succeed since rejection is only practice for strengthening. It's nothing more than a way to confirm my basics.
それがデタラメだって言ってるの。基礎の確認で投影をするですって。いい？私以外の魔術師にそんなこと言ってみなさい。あなたガラス蓋付きの標本箱にピンで飾られるわよ。
Tosaka's words sound like a joke, but she's completely serious. Sorry, Tosaka, I don't get what you're trying to say, but are you trying to tell me to train more?
そんなの当たり前じゃない。エミヤ君には修行あるのみよ。けどそうね、今すぐに戦力アップを図るなら少し手順を変えてあげるだけであっさり使い物になるかもしれない。
I don't know where her hostility went as she starts to ponder seriously. Change my process? For strengthening?
もう何聞いてたのよ鈍感。強化じゃなくて投影の方に決まってるでしょ。半人前のする強化なんて当てにならないけど投影だけは別よ。一時的にせよアーチャーの剣を投影したんだから再現できれば即戦力じゃない。
Tosaka, what you're saying would be reasonable, but what happened yesterday was just by chance. I probably won't be able to do it again, even if you tell me to.
それが半人前だっていうの。できた以上は偶然だろうが必然だろうがものにしなさい。だいたいあんたのは偶然なんかじゃない。私みたいに外界に働きかける魔術師は再現できない魔術なんて山ほどある。けどあんたは材料を全部内界から出してきてるんだから、あんたが生きてる限り再現できない魔術なんてないのよ。
From my inner world? But isn't that obvious? Magical energy is created from the magic circuit within you, so it's all coming from within you.
はあ、独学でやってきたからしょうがないんだろうけどかなり重症よね。投影はともかく他のことは一から教えてあげないとダメか。
Tosaka sighs dramatically. I know I'm an amateur, but it gets my gall that Tosaka says so. That's none of your business. I've been able to do just fine by myself, so I should be fine by myself in the future. But what are we going to do about our meeting? It's already late and we can't waste time forever.
時間って今何時なの？
It's 9 p.m. It's getting to the point where girls shouldn't be out and about alone.
なんだ、まだ全然早いじゃない。まあエミヤ君がそう言うなら手っ取り早く片付けましょうか。
Tosaka nods and heads back towards the house. How is it still early? It's pretty dangerous for a girl to be out this late. 9 is like midnight. Yet for her to say it's still early, is Tosaka not aware that she's a girl? No, I should stop thinking of scary stuff. I shake my head and erase the ominous thought from my head.
ちょっと早く来なさいよ。
Tosaka calls back. In response, I run to the porch. We get away from Fujine in the living room and resume our meeting from earlier on the porch. We've been debating since noon, so I throw all my weight into it, expecting that we won't be able to reach a conclusion that easily, but...
竜道寺に挑むのは現段階では無理よ。こっちで罠を仕掛けてキャスターをおびき出すしかないでしょう。
Tosaka starts with the solution. Well, you're right, but...
問題は罠をどうするかだけど、まあ23心当たりがあるからエミヤ君は待機していて。最悪あなたとセイバーには餌になってもらうから。
She says something dangerous like that and opens the exterior sliding door. The cold air comes in. But this porch must be special as it's only slightly chilly. The same as that night 5 years ago. This porch is the only place warm enough to be able to watch the moon even during the winter.
いい結界ね。私の家とは違って人間の情を感じる。
She sits down on the porch and stares into the yard.
ちょっと付き合わない？なんでもない話があるんだけど。
I silently sit down next to her. Tosaka said she had something to talk about, yet she doesn't say anything. There's nothing to do, so I just stare blankly at the yard. I can't see the moon. My breath is white. It was cold enough to snow a little. When I looked at Tosaka, she's peering out over the yard, her breath white as well. Our shoulders will touch if I move a little. I'm oddly no longer flustered by the closeness. Maybe I've gotten used to it, or the magic of this winter night has been cast. The girl I admire so much is so close, yet I'm strangely calm. What did you want to talk about, Tosaka? I felt like she wanted to ask me something, so I asked her.
ちょっとね。このうちって特殊だから。人の振り見て我が振り直せじゃないけど、エミヤくんはそのままでもいいのかなってふと思った。
Wait, are you saying I'm fine staying an amateur?
そうじゃないんだけど、そうなのかもね。エミヤ切り継ぐって人がどんな魔術師だったか知らないけど、この屋敷はすごく自然なのよ。魔術師の工房のくせに開けてる。四方の門は開け放たれていて、入るのも帰るのもご自由にって感じ。きっと守るべきものがないから何者にも縛られないのよ。あなたのお父さんが魔術師じゃなくて魔術使いになれって言ったのはそういうことなんだと思う。何にもない代わりにどこへだって行けるんだから。
What? It's not like that for you?
ええ、私の家は違う。近所じゃ幽霊屋敷って言われてるけど事実その通りなのよね。来る者は拒む。そのくせ入ってきたものは逃がさない。時々ね、なんか違うなって思うんだけど、これが変えられないのよ。呪われてるとかそういうんじゃなくて、私自身そういうあり方が気に入っちゃってるわけ。こういう性格をしてるから後継者に選ばれたんでしょうけど、気がついた時には割とショックだった。
So you mean when you realized you were a bully?
思うんだけど、エミヤくんって歯に衣着せないタッチよね。
Really? I thought I snuck it in real well like you do.
まったく、そういうところが直球だって言ってるの。
She sighs and her head droops down. The white residue on her breath slowly melts in the cold night. I steal a glance at her side profile and remember. The red school. Tosaka didn't say anything seeing the students that collapsed from Ryder's doing. She put a brave face on like always, while her knees shook and she bit her lip. That's when I realized. The more she acts like a perfect mage, the more it's like she's killing her true self. Was it hard for you, Tosaka? I get uneasy and ask.
魔術の修行が？おあいにくさま。苦しいなんて思ったことはなかったわ。大抵のことはすんなりこなせたし、できなくて挫折したことなんてなかったしね。それに新しいことを覚えるのは楽しかった。さっきも言ったでしょ、私生まれつきそういう性格なんだって。だからエミヤくんの心配は杞憂ってやつよ。
She tells it as she sees it. There's no bluster or lies that I can make out. Instead, I just see a wonderful smile. Okay, then what about school? If you're going to live as a mage, then isn't it pointless to go to school?
無意味とまではいかないけど寄り道でしょうね。けど無駄じゃないわよ。学生って楽しいもの。私ね、基本的に快楽主義者なの。父さんの後を継ぐのは義務だけど、それだって自分が楽しくなければやらないわ。
Another word I'm going to have to look up later, but I believe she says hedonist in the English now.
マスターになったのだって自分の力を試したいからだし、エミヤくんと協力してるのだってあなたが面白いからだし、
Putting her opinion that I'm funny to the side, that takes weight off my shoulders. A family of mages. I thought that Tosaka was burdened with a dark and heavy shadow because she's bound to a long history and bloodline. But I guess I don't really have a clue about that sort of thing. The Tosaka family is not a burden or anything to her, and she's been doing what she wants freely. I see. I'm glad you're having fun.
ありがとう。で、もちろんそういうエミヤくんも楽しかったんでしょ？そうでもなければ魔術の修行なんて続かないものね。
I suppose that would be the natural conclusion. However, I find myself unable to nod in agreement.
ちょっと、どうして黙るのよ。エミヤくんのお父さんは強制しなかったんでしょ？それでも続けたってことは魔術が楽しかったからじゃないの？
Felt that it was fun. Magecraft has always been a dangerous trial to me. I know that I don't have the aptitude. Even so, in my desperation to be like Kiritsugu, I clung on to it. In my first year, other than when I slept or ate, I spent all my time on training. Facing death every night, I honed my sensitivity. And I repeated that for 8 years. I didn't think it was tough, but I didn't think it was fun.
待った。ちゃんと答えて、エミヤくん。
Hang on just a minute.
私、とんでもない勘違いをしてたかもしれないから。
Tosaka glares at me seriously. I'm stuck. If she makes a face like that, I can't not answer. Yeah, I never thought that magecraft is fun. I never thought that training is fun. But so long as others around me are happy, I'm happy too. So I thought that I could be of help to someone if I learned magecraft. I wanted to be a hero of justice like Kiritsugu. That's why I've been learning magecraft. I thought I could do it right if I did.
じゃあ何？あんた、自分のために魔術を習ったんじゃないの？
Huh? Well, isn't this for my own sake? I'm glad if I could be of help to someone.
あのね、それは嬉しいんであって楽しくはないの。いい？私が言ってるのは、エミヤくん自身が楽しめることよ。周りはどうこうじゃなくて、自分から楽しいと思えることはないのかって聞いてるの。
Tosaka's practically roaring. Honestly, this kind of reminded me of a question that I got of something that someone asked me earlier this week. Like, I spend all my time trying to figure out if I'm trying to figure out what my value is, what I bring, what I can do, what I'm meant to do, and all that, and all that time, I just never thought of you know. I just never thought. Have you ever? I just never considered the possibility that maybe I bring value just from being me, just from existing. So, anyway, sorry to get a little personal with you guys on that. Even if she says that I can't answer, I can't think of anything that's fun for me, and most of all, I don't have the right to have such a desire.
頭きた。要するにあんた、人のことばっかりで自分に焦点が合ってないのよ。
Tosaka suddenly stands and points at me. Oh, wait, Tosaka, your finger. Her nail is digging into the tip of my nose.
うるさい、口答えするな。ああ、もう、似てるって思ってたけど、まさかここまで一緒とは思わなかった。
She rejects my objection and closes in on me even more. Hold on, calm down, Tosaka. Why are you so mad?
それがわからないやつだから頭に来てるの。もうどうして誰も一言言ってやらないのよ。
Her fist shakes. All I can do is stay quiet. I can only do as Tosaka says until our anger subsides. Oh yeah. Another little tip about about relationships, ladies. When a guy tells you he doesn't understand why you're mad at him, he's being serious. He really doesn't understand why you're mad at him. We do not get. We are not mind readers. We do not understand. Understand subtlety. If you want something, say what it is. If you're feeling something, tell us. If you're mad at us, tell us what for. Then, after she vents all her anger,
いいわ、決めた。明日あんたに参ったって言わせてやるから。
she says as if smacking me with a glove. That's ominous. Are we going to continue our fight? It goes without saying that I'm referring to our bout at school. I was cornered and about to surrender, but we weren't able to settle the score since Ryder interrupted.
そうよ。いいから首を洗って待ってなさい。とっておきにスペシャルなのを味合わせてやるんだから。
Tosaka psychs herself up before walking off towards the living room. I don't know what's going to happen. Am I supposed to be ready for anything? Anyway, I have to take Tosaka home. It's almost 10 p.m. I don't know what Fujine will say if I keep a girl out this late.
今なんて言ったの、シロ
I said I'm going to take Tosaka home. But where is she anyway? It's not good if she doesn't go home already. Fujine is looking at me stunned. That's strange. I thought Fujine would approve right away, but she doesn't particularly seem to be in a rush.
遠坂さんなら今頃別棟じゃないかな。お客さんだし、泊まるならちゃんとした客間にしないとダメでしょ。
Alright, but... No, wait, are you pulling something, Fujine? What did you just say?
まあ、おかしなこと言ってるのはシロでしょ。今日はもう遅いから遠坂さんを止めるんでしょ。遠坂さん、さっきそう言いに来たけど。
But Tosaka is staying over?
そうよ。あ、けどおかしなことしたらダメだからね。私も和室で寝てるし、客間から悲鳴なんて上がったら一発であの世行きなんだから。
Fujine munches on rice crackers. She acts normal as if she thinks nothing of the emergency she's describing. That girl! Looks like Fujine has already surrendered to Tosaka.
ああ、ちょうどよかった。私、右の客間を借りるから。
Then, I run into an alien while on my way to the outbuilding with the guest rooms. Huh? Oh, her appearance makes my head spin. Tosaka's in her own clothes, not her uniform. And she's in the hallway of my house saying something crazy.
ああ、これ泊まることにしたからアーチャーに行って宿泊道具一式を持ってこさせたの。そんなわけだから寝巻きはいらないわよ。ちょっと大丈夫？疲れてるなら早めに寝なさいよね。明日の朝寝坊なんてしたら承知しないんだから。
She waves and disappears into the hallway that leads to the outbuilding. I dumbfoundedly see her off, then glance at the mirror in the hallway. My face is as red as an apple. Dang it! What is she thinking? Sleeping in the same house? Even if we are still technically pretty far apart? Maybe I'll go take a bath again. I'll pour cold water over myself to cool my burning face. I feel like I have to do something or... I feel like I have to do so or else Tosaka's image will be stuck in my head and I won't be able to focus on my training. lights go out. Right before midnight, I look up at the frozen moon as I get lost in my training. You ever just look up at the moon at night and ask yourself, do you think there may be some sort of ancient alien supercomputer up there? Trace. On. Resonance. Start. I fill my spine with a new nerve. I make a magic circuit within my body, creating magical energy like I'm breathing, and comprehend the structure of the bokuto in my hand. Basic framework analyzed. I run magical energy through the sword and strengthen it. I analyze the structure, alter it, and reinforce it. Component materials, reinforce. The usual process is going too smoothly. I don't know if it's because I became a master, but strengthening got a lot easier. I used to only have a success rate in the single digits. I'm also able to make a magic circuit in a flash. No, it's not because I became a master. I'm just copying his swords. I'm just imitating the Red Knight that I saw at Ryudo Temple. Copying his twin swords, his sword technique, and now even his breathing. This is a fake. It isn't mine. I can't help but feel self-hatred. My skills improve just by copying it. Even though I know this isn't my power, I have to rely on it. It was because of his sword technique that I was able to fight those bone puppets at school. And it was because of the projection of his twin swords that I was able to fend off Kusuki's ferocious attacks. Even now, I'm certain that I can reproduce those swords again if I repeat the process and put in everything I have. Like strengthening, but different. I just have to put in the start and the finish and separate it into exactly 8 sections. I have to swap out resonating with projecting. The words are still the same. There's no need to change the chant if what it does to me stays the same. First of all, I only know and can use one spell to restructure myself. I set down the sword that I finished strengthening. The left half of my body is still numb. I had hoped this would be okay after a day, but it doesn't look like I'm that lucky. If this is the trade-off for magecraft beyond my level, for imitating archers' blades, I may just have to destroy myself if I use projection one more time. Phew! I remove the nerve I gouged into my spine. My body is released from the toxin called the magic circuit, and tension escapes my body. Then,
Shirou, 眠れないのですか?
Saber quietly comes inside. No, I'm fine. This is my daily routine, so don't worry. I must be relieved to have finished today's daily routine. My voice that responds is surprisingly gentle.
今日は賑やかでしたね.
Yeah. Even though they're different, it was like having double Fujine. I answer her smile with a smile. Saber actually seems to ruefully mutter something under her breath as she sits down next to me.
しかし、今夜も魔術の鍛錬ですか。何があろうと予定は変えないのですね、シローは。
Huh? Yeah, my old man taught me to do it without a day of rest. Well, that's the only thing he taught me, though.
それだけ？では、魔術師としての知識もあり方も享受されてはいないのですか？
No, first of all, he wasn't even like a mage himself. He was a pain in the butt, if I'm honest. He was often spacey and a klutz. He would say you need to enjoy life to its fullest and horse around a lot like a kid. You wouldn't be able to believe him if he said he was a mage. I can tell that I'm smiling as I talk about the past. The 5 years after the fire to his death. Thinking back now, that might have genuinely been the most fun time in my life.
なるほど。そういう詩が好きだったのですね、シローは。
Yeah. To Tosaka might get mad if she heard this, but I admired him. Even though he was a free spirit and not like a mage at all, he was a magician to me. And really, I had to look after him. He was way more immature than I was.
ええ、シローの気持ちはわかる。私にもメーガスはいたが、そいつも子供のような人物だった。
Yeah, definitely not yeah, Kiritsugu was definitely not on the same level as Merlin. By a long shot. That Cloud? I don't think I've ever heard you refer to someone so badly.
いいえ、彼は例外です。あれはとんでもない老人だった。尊敬していたし、親愛も感じていましたが、同時にあらゆる厄介事のもとでした。彼のいたずら好きさえなければ、もう少しまともな時代になったでしょう。
Well, I don't think he was the cause of every problem. I mean, you had Mordred to deal with, which only because of what happened with Morgan, which Merlin was partially responsible for. Oh, yeah, never mind. Well, that's something else. He sounds like trouble for sure.
悪人でした。加えてその色ごとに弱いというか、愛の多い人物というか。結局最後にそれがあだとなって幽閉されてしまいましたが、あの老人のことです。きっと今でものんきに愛を語っているのでしょう。
Hang on. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he is. Probably he likes to frequent a popular Magecraft chat board. I can't tell if she's fed up or ready to laugh. Saber both openly speaks of her past and seems to swallow back on saying more. And after a brief silence,
シロ、あなたの半身はどうなっているのです。
With an earnest, concerned gaze, she pushes me about something I don't want her to know about. What? You knew Saber?
あれだけ皿を割っていれば誰でも気がつきます。それでどうなのです。見たところ異常があるのは半身だけのようですが。
No, it's not like there's something wrong with it. It's just numb. I explained to her about how my body felt weird since this morning. How it doesn't affect my physical abilities at all, and how the cause must be the feedback from last night's projection magecraft. Saber looks at me with uneasy eyes. When I try to smile back at her to tell her everything is fine,
体の大部分が麻痺したままか。当然といえば当然だな。
the Red Knight appears, standing in the doorway.
ハーチャー。
Saber turns quickly, protectively placing herself between us. To her, he is an enemy who attacked me. And he's also an enemy to me.
理想を抱いて溺死しろ。
Those words that he said before he slashed me would not get out of my head.
何用だアーチャー。我らは互いに不可侵の協定を結んでいるはず。己が主の命を守るのなら早々に立ち去るがよい。
Archer doesn't answer and steps in closer.
止まるがいい。それ以上進むのならば相応の覚悟をしてもらおう。
Saber's hostility turns outright violent. No, hold on, Saber. He's not trying to fight. He can't. He's under command seal compulsion. And we can't fight here.
それはそうですが、シロ。
It's fine. What do you want, Archer? You didn't come here just to say hello, right? I move Saber aside and confront Archer. I still don't like this guy. Our perspectives are different, but there's also no doubt that I just can't instinctively stand him. A chill runs up my spine the moment I see his face. It just seems like we were born to hate each other or to always be enemies. Hey, if you don't have any business, get out.
投影をしたとリンから聞いていたが、やはりそうか。半身の感覚がなく、動作が中寄りに7センチほどずれているのだろう。
I clamped down on a gasp. Archer's observation is so accurate that it's scary.
体を見せてみろ。力になれるかもしれん。
Archer reaches out. No, stop, Saber. I just have to show you my body, right? I take my shirt off and show Archer my back. Archer silently places his hand on my back. A slight pain. The left half of my body, which was numb to any sensation or pain, feels hot, as if I got stabbed by a needle.
運のいい男だ。壊死していると思ったが、閉じていたものを開いただけか。これならば数日もすれば回復しよう。
I opened up what was closed?
そうだ。お前は勘違いをしているようだがな。魔術回路とは作るものではなく表すものだ。一度作ってしまえば、あとは表面に出すか出さないかのものでしかない。そのような勘違いをしているから、本来使われるはずの回路が放棄され、眠っていたのだ。お前の死や倫には考えられない盲点だろうよ。まっとうな魔術師ならば、通常の神経そのものが回路になっている異端など知りもしまい。お前の麻痺は一時的なものだ。今まであったというのに使われていなかった回路に全開で魔力を通した結果、回路そのものが驚いている状態だろう。だが何にせよ、放棄されていた区画に風が通ったのだ。いずれ神経は通常の機能を思い出すし、放棄されていた回路はこれで現役に戻ったということだ。
The needle stabs my back again. I hear a definite thumping from the half of my body that was numb all day.
こんなところか。体が動く頃には以前よりはマシな魔術師になっているだろう。何にせよ、俺の刀を作るなど初めにしては欲張りすぎだ。
I prefer desperate over greedy. Archer, let's go.
ではシローの体に異常はないと。
今までが異常だったのだ。いや、異常を眠らせたまま終わるのが正常な人間のせいだ。その点で言えばエミやシローはすでに異常だが、ともあれ明日一日は魔術を使おうと思うなら、治りかけた神経が焼き付いたら麻痺では済まん。
詳しいのですね、アーチャー。
似たような経験があってな。私も初めは片腕を持っていかれた。新しい魔術を身につけるとはそういうことだ。
He turns and tries to leave. Hold on! I stop him. I want to know what his true intention of helping me. I want to know his true intention of helping me now, after trying to kill me before.
なんだ、セイバーに頼み込んでいつぞやの続きでもするつもりか。
I wouldn't do such a thing. I just want to ask you the meaning of what you've said before. Drown in your ideals. The meaning of that. The uneasiness that settled in the back of my mind won't go away unless I hear it from his mouth.
言葉通りの意味だ。付け加えるものはない。
There's no hesitation in his declaration. Archer seriously replies without an ounce of hesitation. Ugh. That ticks me off so much that my vision goes white. Then what about you, Archer? You said not to hold on to any ideals, but what are you fighting for? Every servant has their own objective, right? Then what's the reason you fight? If you don't have any ideals, what do you fight for?
知れたこと。私の戦う意義は ただ己のためのみだ。つまらぬ正常、大義、理想、そんな不確かな意義など偽物だ。剣を取るのはただ己が欲望の成就のため、それ以外に理由などない。
For yourself only, you said?
そうだ。お前の欲望が誰も傷つけないという理想であるのなら好きにするがいい。そんなに他人を救いたければ救えばよかろう。ただしそれが本当にお前自身の欲望ならばな。
My mind freezes. What did he just
自分の意
say?
志で戦うのならばその罪も罰も全て自分が生み出したもの。背負うことすら理想のうちだ。だがそれが借り物の意志であるならお前の唱える理想は空想に落ちるだろう。
In other words, it's a fake.
戦いには理由がいる。だがそれは理想であってはならない。理想のために戦うのなら救えるのは理想だけだ。そこに人を助ける道はない。
I can't talk. I can't think of any rebuttal. Archer's weird words pierce through my chest like an arrow. Not just for me, but that applies to Saber who's beside me as well.
戦う意義とは何かを助けたいという願望だ。少なくともお前にとってはそうだろう、エミヤシロ。だが他者による救いは救いではない。人を叶えるのは本人の意志と結果だけだ。他人による救いなどそんなものは金貨と同じだよ。使えば他人の手に回ってしまう。
I can't speak. Something I have to say that's wrong, so why?
だから無意味なんだ、お前の理想は。確かに誰かを救うなどというお前の望みは達成できるだろう。お前はお前のものではない理想を抱いておそらくは死ぬまで繰り返す。
That's wrong.
私が言いたかったことはそれだけだ。人助けの果てには何もない。結局他人も自分も救えない偽りのような人生だ。
The red back goes further away into the distance. The darkness falls. Left in the shed, we stare at his back that is no longer there, unable to look at each other. Save the game here, and we're gonna call it a night. Call it a night for tonight. I know it's a little short, but I get the feeling what comes next is gonna be considerably longer, and I'd rather have Friday to have the time to get through to give it its due. So hope you enjoyed the stream, and have a good night.